Good evening, brothers. Welcome to the state of the 12th District. My name is Brother Kwame Dow, 34th District Representative, and I'm so proud for the opportunity to serve as your district representative. My brothers, in our customary fashion, we're going to take a moment and open up with a word of prayer. So with that, I'd like to call forward our 12th District Chaplain, Brother Charles Clements, to do so for us. Brother Clements?
Thank you, Brother DR. Good evening, brothers. Please join me in a word of prayer. Behold how good and pleasant it is for brothers to dwell together in unity. And our eternal God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, our times are completely in your hands. We give you thanks for the brotherhood of Omega. We give you thanks for the massive and progressive 12th District. And we give you thanks for the leadership of our dear brother, Brother District Representative Kwame Dow. We give you thanks for all brothers across chapters and the work that's being accomplished. We ask your blessings on this time as we rejoice in all that you have done in and through us, and as we look with hope and courage towards the days ahead. We ask this all in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord. And God's people said, amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Brother Clements, for that message. I certainly appreciate it. My brothers, before we get started, I'd like to bring forward two people. One, our first Vice District Representative, Brother Andrew Hercules Davis. Brother Davis.
Good evening, brothers.
All right. And I'd also like to bring forward our second Vice District Representative, Brother Trey Pettiford. Brother Pettiford.
Good evening, brothers.
All right. Now, our first Vice District Representative is going to facilitate and moderate the question and answer period towards the end of our session this evening. And our second Vice District Representative is going to take an opportunity and present the state of our undergraduates out here in the massive and progressive 12th District. So my two brothers, I want to thank you for participating in this session this evening. All right. My brothers, let me state it clearly. The state of the massive and progressive 12th District is strong. We have 43 active chapters, 38 are graduate, 5 undergraduate, and currently we have 1,286 financial brothers on our way to 2,000. Last year was a good year. We had 1,505 financial brothers for the 2021 fraternal year. We welcomed our Grand Basileus not only to the 12th District where he's familiar, he's been here a number of times, but we welcomed him to Alaska where he honored Dr. Lewis Sears' memory. We launched a 12th District Life Membership Program. We conducted the 76th 12th District meeting. We provided over 12,000 face shields to elementary students across the district. We continued to build relationships with community partners like the E-Just Youth and Community Services Foundation, the AHF Foundation, Bridge Builders, and so many more. The 21st Century COP initiative was supported by IHQ and ratified by the Supreme Council as an initiative that would be picked up across the districts, across the fraternity. We conducted training, workshops, and town halls. We gave a number of scholarships to brothers who were seeking and pursuing our second cardinal principle, and certainly members of the community as well. We reactivated Epsilon Mu and Sigma Eta chapters. And of course, we expanded the massive and progressive 12th District by chartering Xi Nu chapter in Buckeye, Arizona. My brothers, but before I get into too much detail about what we've been doing and how we've been doing it, I'd like to call forward our second Vice District Representative to give you a state of our undergraduates out here in the massive and progressive 12th District. Brother Pettiford, I'll yield to you.
Thank you, Brother DR. I would like to first take a moment to thank our district representative and our first Vice District Representative for their constant communication with myself and all of the 12th District undergraduates. Although COVID has restricted us from gathering together as much as we would like, they both have made it a point to keep me in the loop about what is going on throughout the district, meeting at least weekly for our check-ins to conduct the business of Omega. From the outside looking in, you might assume that the three of us stick to our specific domains, but nothing could be further from the truth. Both our DR and first Vice District Representative have made it a point to support and be fully invested into the wellness and state of our undergraduates. This, as well as their effort to keep me invested in the affairs of the district as a whole, has not gone unnoticed on the undergraduate end. This effort has no doubt served as a bridge to help us young brothers in understanding the business of the fraternity and the resources that we have available to us. Thank you again. I hope everybody is having a great start to the year and is staying safe. I'd like to start out by talking about the 12th District Black History Month event. For the second year in a row, our planning team of undergraduates, along with brothers Samuel and brother Duncan, have been working hard to coordinate this event. Don't forget to come out and celebrate our history with us, the undergraduate brothers, on February 15th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Aside from this, there are a plethora of events that the undergraduates plan to represent our fraternity at. Even though the undergraduates have many plans to boost our representation for the month of February, here are a few events that brothers from multiple campuses will team up to perform at. This Saturday, February 5th, Orange County will be hosting its Black History Month parade in Anaheim, California. Brothers will not only participate in tabling for the event, but will also be at the parade, participating in the parade. On February 11th, Catella High School is hosting their Black History Month celebration in Anaheim, California. Brothers will take part in the step show portion of this celebration. On February 17th, there will be a Black History Month event held at Cal State Fullerton, CSU Fullerton, another great opportunity to boost our presence on a college campus in the 12th. A highlight of the month will come on February 24th. Our team of undergraduates are scheduled to perform at the Sacramento Kings Denver Nuggets basketball game. Finally, on February 25th, brothers are performing at Martin Luther King Jr. Middle School for their Black History Month celebration, as well as Cal Berkeley, as an effort to increase the presence of Omega on this campus. Again, these are just a few examples of the programs that will be done for Black History Month. Now, I would like to transition to talk a little bit about MSP. So my primary goal is to revitalize and grow the undergraduate body of the 12th District. With that said, we've been taking actions to increase undergraduate MSP. I would first like to highlight that as a district, we were able to bring back 3 undergraduate chapters last year: Alpha Theta, Epsilon Mu, and Sigma Eta. Currently, we plan to have 8 chapters conducting MSP with undergraduates involved. This includes Phi Omicron for the unactive Phi Mu chapter, Phi Lambda, Sigma Eta, Lambda Omicron for, again, the unactive Lambda chapter, Alpha Theta, Epsilon Mu, and Iota Mu. I would like to take a moment to thank all of the graduate chapters that have been working hard to support our efforts to grow our undergraduate body and encourage our grad and undergrad chapters to continue this effort so that we can strengthen our ability to impact our communities. Also, I would like to mention our plans for a district hop team. Thanks to the work of Brother Keiko, our undergraduate advisory committee chair, the district is putting together a team of undergraduates and young brothers who can help boost our representation around the district. Those financial brothers who are either undergraduate or within 2 years removed from their undergraduate status are all asked to try out by sending in 3 videos of them performing marches. Brothers, next I would like to talk about a program that is unique to the 12th District, the Undergraduate Bridge Program. This program is an awesome opportunity designed to help undergraduate brothers successfully transition from undergraduate chapters to graduate chapters in the 12th. This opportunity was made possible by a grant that we received 2 years ago from the Bridge Builder Foundation. Under this program, the district will assist a brother who has recently graduated from an undergraduate program by granting financial assistance to be applied towards local chapter, and district dues. The district agrees to do so under the condition that the brother agrees to the following stipulations. The brother must be in good standing with his undergraduate chapter. The brother must join a graduate chapter no less than 3 months after graduating. The brother must commit to attend no less than 2 monthly chapter meetings per quarter. The brother must participate on a standing committee, either as a chair, a co-chair, or assistant. The brother must provide a status report on October 31st to the governing executive council, summarizing the status of his efforts, signed by his chapter bosses. I urge every graduating undergrad to take advantage of this opportunity. One of our most recognizable traits as a fraternity is that we serve. The undergraduate bridge program is a great way to continue the work of Omega as we matriculate from our campuses into our postgraduate lives. Our hope is that the 12th can set the standard with this program in transitioning our undergraduate brothers to graduate chapters, and that it will spread to other districts as well. To all of the younger brothers on this call, take advantage of this program, undergraduate scholarships, graduate scholarships, corporate partnerships, and the countless other programs in place to help us succeed. Brothers, now I would like to take a moment to talk about some other important events that we have coming up. On February 26th, the Brothers of Epsilon Mu will be hosting our winter council meeting. Without attending the meeting, it is impossible to regrow our undergraduate body. So I strongly encourage every undergraduate that is able to attend to attend. Also, we have our 12th District Undergraduate Summit approaching on March 26th in Fullerton, California. Be sure to stay posted for details on this. In addition to this, we are looking forward to our 77th District Conference in Las Vegas on May 12th through 15th. And of course, our 83rd Grand Conclave on July 21st through the 26th. I would like to end by highlighting one of our undergraduate brothers, Brother Albert Richardson. Brother Richardson is the president of the Black Student Union at the University of Washington, Tacoma. Recently, he organized and facilitated a panel discussion entitled "You Belong Here" to provide uplift to the students of color at his university. Brother Lieutenant General Xavier Brunson, U.S. Army Commanding General of America's First Corps, the Vice President of Student Affairs at University of Washington, Tacoma, Kiara Daniels, Tacoma City Councilwoman Walt Braithwaite, Brother Loki Mulholland, movie producer, and Brother Lewis Brinson, Microsoft executive, and the Pacific Northwest area representative, all participated in this panel discussion. Outstanding job to Brother Richardson and the brothers of the Pacific Northwest area. Just earlier, I got off the phone with one of our young brothers, Brother Omrao from Alpha Theta at Arizona State University. He told me about all the plans that they have for this semester, including Omega Week in March. With over 1.6 million square miles, us as undergrads are often spread far from one another in distance. With that said, it is a relief to know that my fellow undergraduates in Washington, Arizona, etc., are representing well throughout the 12th. Thank you. Brother DR, I yield back my time.
Well, Second Vice, thanks for taking the opportunity to run us through what's going on with our undergraduates out here in the 12th District. Well, brothers, you can see the future of Omega is certainly in good shape. Brother Pettiford, as he mentioned, he, myself, and the First Vice, we spend a lot of time together, making sure that there's no distance between our undergraduates and our graduates. So Trey, keep it up. We're certainly here for you. We support everything that you're doing, and we certainly want to see our undergraduates grow. I'm excited about the growth that's planned for the spring and really the fall coming as well. So let's jump right back into it. Our focus is still the same. We're focused on 5 areas. It's brand, health, partnerships, communication, and overall value. We know with a strong brand, with a strong band, the health of the organization naturally follows. Partnerships will come from that strong brand and our health in terms of operations as well. Now, I'll admit this, we still have an opportunity as it relates to communication. We have a mix of monthly videos that I send out, informing the brothers of what's going on. The DKRS sends out emails on a regular basis, but we'll also be trying some new things. We'll be looking to do maybe some robocalls and soliciting feedback from the brotherhood, again, in terms of what's your preferred method of communication. And my brothers, overall, the value of Omega is really there. We're training our next generation of leaders with the Dr. Lewis J. Sears Emerging Leadership Institute. And we're also connecting with our community and mentorship programs, voter outreach, and the social action programs that are coming out of the Social Action Committee. But let's talk about some of the things that we're doing. As I mentioned, the Grand Basileus visited Alaska a few months ago. And this was the first time that the Grand Basileus has visited Alaska in approximately 30 years. And Brother Marion flew from Mississippi, almost 3,500 miles, and spent 2 days in Alaska. He flew all that distance and all that way because he wanted to honor Dr. Lewis J. Sears' memory. When he became Grand Basileus, he said to Dr. Sears that he would come out to Alaska. But unfortunately, Dr. Sears entered Omega chapter before he was able to do so. But our Grand Basileus kept his word. When the brothers of Gamma Alpha Alpha told me about the Remembrance Weekend, I called the Grand Basileus and I let him know. And he said, Brother Dow, I'll jump on a plane and we'll come out. So that speaks to the friendship that we've got and the connection we've got with the Grand Basileus. Certainly, we know our first Vice Grand Basileus sits to the right of him. But we've got a fantastic relationship with the Grand Basileus as well. And when he came out, he actually provided $5,000 to the New Hope Baptist Food Bank Partnership that the brothers of Gamma Alpha Alpha have been working with for a number of years. Over the last year, they've provided 500,000 pounds of food to 9,600 people in cases under extreme pandemic conditions, as we're still in this pandemic today. Those brothers are doing outstanding work out there in Alaska, where, of course, everyone in the 12th knows where it's too cold for lukewarm enthusiasm. When I think about the district's growth, we established Zainu New Chapter in Buckeye, Arizona. And Trey just finished talking to you about the 3 undergraduate chapters that we reactivated last year, Alpha Theta, Epsilon Mu, and Sigma Eta. But we've got an opportunity at Lambda Chapter, Xi Gamma, XB, Mu Kappa, and so many more. And I'm excited about the fact that Trey, our area reps, the membership committee, and all the graduate chapters that are associated with those undergraduate chapters are driving really hard to make sure that we reactivate those undergraduate chapters and give these students matriculating on college campuses the opportunity that many of us did coming into the organization as an undergraduate and really getting the benefit of learning about Omega and learning how to really develop into the leaders of today and tomorrow that they'll certainly be. Let me talk about Zainu New Chapter for a moment. Brother Williams, the interim Basileus, and Brother Kimmons petitioned me for the chapter in the West Valley. After speaking to Brother Grant Blunt and our first Vice District Representative, Brother Davis, who both live in that market, I also reached out to our Mountain West area rep, Brother Andre Denson, and the Brothers of Phi Iota chapter, because I knew that the success of this new chapter really would land on those 2 chapters working together. I talked to both the leadership, the new leadership of Zainu New Chapter and Phi Iota chapter about working together, as Phi Iota really has the playbook, and that their success really was going to be joined. My brother, our overall success here in the 12th district really is intertwined, and we have to continue to work together if we're going to be successful together. For the second year in a row, we executed Operation Omega Relief 2, where we provided face shields to elementary students across the district. This was a social action program that came out of the 76th 12th District meeting, where Brother District Marshal Melvin Jones was one of the drivers for it. It was also supported by area representatives, Brother Nate Rivers, Andre Denson, Louis Brenson, Dwayne Thomas, and Ed Young. Again, we provided over 12,000 face shields to elementary students in Alaska, Arizona, California, both North and South, Washington, Nevada. The district provided $7,000 of our split from the district meeting. And our EE Just Youth and Community Services Foundation, they supported the event as well. Since we were able to execute this particular program, Brother James Breedlove from the Bridge Builders Foundation has also been able to procure 10,000 face shields for chapters who might be interested in distributing to the communities that they serve. So if you're interested in doing that, please reach out to Brother Ed Young, and he'll coordinate the facilitation of getting those to you. Certainly chapters will have to coordinate shipping outside of the Southern California area, but we certainly want to get this resource to our community, because working together, we can keep our communities safe in the midst of this pandemic. My brothers, we launched our new 12th District website. We've continued to drive 12th District TV to share the great work that not only the district's doing, but really your chapters are doing as well. And Brother Jason Jones, our District Public Relations Chairman, and Brother Vice Bosselis Carl Harris, with the assistance of Brother Grant Blunt, launched the massive and progressive 12th District newsletter. We've been talking about this newsletter for a little bit, and this really is a supplement to our Oracle, and really highlights the work that's being done around the 12th District. You know, I talked about the fact that our brand is strong. I talked about the state of the 12th District being strong. We have to talk about the work that we're doing. That way we can bring more brothers into the loop and bring more brothers into the army of doing the work that's only affecting our community in a positive way. Brothers, we're promoting the brand of the 12th District, and we'll continue to do that, not only in the shores of the 12th, but really across all of Omega. For the second year in a row, we did our GOTV program and the Who Got the Props campaign, where we focused on getting brothers and individuals out to vote. And we also focused on sharing initiatives that are on local ballots. The voter town hall that we did with the Secretary of State of California, Shirley Weber, thanks to Brother Isidore Hall being able to coordinate that, it shows really Omega's reach, and the fact that Secretary of State Weaver really understands our particular constituency and how critical it is to get the information that they need to make sure that they go to the polls and get out the vote. My brothers, speaking of getting out the vote, I've been working with the Brothers of Arizona in all the chapters there, Phi Iota, Delta Alpha Alpha, Xi Nu Nu, as well as the undergraduate chapters, to make sure that we handle, again, the issue of the day. Many of you have seen in the news that there are two senators that are really holding up the voting rights bill in the Senate, actually keeping it from coming to the floor. And they're also affecting the removal of the filibuster, which is also stopping the vote from coming. I talked to the brothers in Arizona, and they have come up with a plan that we're going to work on executing, which will bring some awareness to what's going on, which will reach out to those individuals who are contributing to the organizations that are contributing to those two senators, to put some pressure on them, to make sure that our voice is heard, to make sure that we push voting rights forward. My brothers, let me be clear. If voting rights are lost, nothing else matters. If voting rights are lost, nothing else matters. At Supreme Council last weekend, I talked to the Grand Bosselis as well as the district representative, Brother Rello from West Virginia, about this particular issue. And we're going to work together, again, with the Brothers of Arizona to make sure that we put a plan in place to make sure that we win the day on this particular issue. My brothers, we continue to promote the history of Omega with our series, The Lamp, that happens at each one of the district council meetings and the district meetings. We want to make sure the brothers understand the rich history of Omega and also the history that we're making today, because it's that history of Omega that will continue to drive us. They'll continue to keep us focused on the work that we need to do to affect the communities that we're working with today. Brother Chairman Love from History and Archives has been working with Brother Graham Blunt, as well as other brothers, to make sure that we execute on the LAMP. Speaking of History and Archives, Brother Chairman Love has also developed a member interview standard operation procedure. So one of the things that I've asked him to do is to make sure that we are capturing our senior brothers, making sure that we are learning and hearing about the stories so that we can keep that in perpetuity, to ensure that, again, the history of not only Omega, but of the 12th district is preserved. So I want to thank Brother Love for putting that initiative together and really pushing it out to the chapters. And I certainly would ask each one of the chapters, if you've got a senior brother in your chapter, please take an opportunity, sit down with them, record the great history that he has, and share it with the brotherhood. We continue to also drive Omega Wellness, providing dedicated time at our district meetings and our district council meetings to make sure that we talk about the issues of the day, talk about the things that are affecting us, whether it's in the corporate world, whether it's in our homes, to make sure that the things that are common to us, if you found a solution, share that solution with me. Let me share that solution with you to make sure that we all have an easier road. Brother Sam Samuel and our district chaplain, Brother Charles Clemens, have really been the drivers behind that program. Our brothers in Northern California chapters continue to, as well as chapters across the district, continue to participate in turkey giveaways. They provided actually over 1,200 turkeys to families over the Thanksgiving holiday. And brothers also partnered with Community Giving Foundation to provide COVID tests, vaccinations, boosters, HIV and Hep C testing in the East Oakland area. Now, you guys have heard me talk about this before as it relates to the vaccination. My family and I are vaccinated. We're certainly encouraging brothers to be vaccinated, but vaccination is your choice. But we do know that vaccination is saving lives. So I appreciate the fact that Northern California chapters, as well as chapters across the district, have been educating our community on the benefits of vaccination. We, as a district and areas, as well as chapters, commissioned a number of boreholes in Ghana as part of the Grand Bassa's initiative to bring clean water to Ghana. So I want to thank the brothers who, out of their own chapters, funded boreholes, as well as the areas that did so. And of course, again, the district provided one as well. And also, I also participated in providing a borehole with the rest of the district representatives around the 12th district. Our International Father's Day program came out of an initiative that was started with Phi Iota chapter in the 1st district. We were able to turn that program into an international program last year. I worked with the 1st Vice District Representative, Brother Blodgen, the immediate past District Representative, Brother Phil Zamin, and really our 1st Vice District Representative, Brother Andrew Davis, was really one of the main drivers out here. This was one of the initiatives that Brother Davis actually drove across the line. The Father's Day initiative was fantastic. For many of us, we know everybody knows when Mother's Day is, but with this particular event, we're always going to remember when Father's Day is. AIDS Healthcare Foundation, we continue to work with them and the immediate past district representative out of the 4th district to nurture that relationship, as well as the relationship we've got here locally. One of the great signs over the last few months is our 21st Century Community Policing Task Force, whose chairman is Brother Dennis Martinez, was adopted by the Supreme Council as an initiative that would be adopted across the district. Another opportunity showing you that the 12th district is really leading from the front. This program provides a roadmap for the development of partnerships with local law enforcement communities. Our Get on the Bus initiative, we partnered with the EE Just Youth and Community Services Foundation and Brother Chairman James Walker, as well as California Foundation, to sponsor field trips in Southern California. The Tata chapter, Rho Iota Iota, and Lambda Omicron initiated or actually led those field trips. We also used some of the grant dollars to further provide transportation to the NorCal chapters, Xi, Theta Pi, and Sigma Iota, for their annual camping trip. So we are looking to continue to develop partnerships wherever we possibly can to drive the initiatives that we're doing here in the 12th. The Brothers of Phi Iota and Alpha Theta executed the second annual Brother Charles Peavy Omega History program in Phoenix, which was attended by over 150 brothers. This is a perfect example. This is a perfect example of how brothers utilized protocol as it relates to holding a meeting in a COVID environment. They actually sectioned off brothers that were vaccinated, not vaccinated. They made sure that they social distanced during the meeting, and we provided an atmosphere where brothers could stay safe. My brothers, this particular program that I want to talk about next is one that I'm super excited about. We launched our 12th District Life Membership Program, and currently we have about 93 brothers in the first 9 months of its existence. And we brought in over 100K in working capital. Brother Nick Thompson, Brother Darrell Love, Brother Mitchell Liggins, and Brother Jock Jones really were the ones who drove this particular initiative. But as we were able to realize 100K plus, and as we open the program up again, we are going to be able to get additional funds in. These funds are not just going to sit there. We're going to invest these dollars. We're going to use some of the money for undergraduate support, for scholarships as well. But we want to make sure that this program helps us to realize dollars that we otherwise may never have before. So this isn't just about becoming a life member and paying 20 years advance dues. This is really about growing the 12th district and the initiatives that we've got moving forward. So I want to congratulate Brother Thompson and his team for the outstanding work here in our life membership program. And I'd certainly encourage anyone who'd like to participate to sign up and become a member. The brothers, there's so many more things that are going across that we've been doing across the district that I really can't list them all. But I do want to highlight a few more, and then I'll touch on a few other points. And then what we'll do is we'll open it up for a question and answer period facilitated by our first vice district representative. The work that Kappa's Eye was doing with the Black Writer Series, suicide awareness and prevention that the Health Initiative Committee put out, our friendship walk that we continue to do, understanding fatherhood program that the Brothers of Ease Eye put on, Langston Hughes Poetry Slam that Iota Mu put on. Langston Hughes, obviously the program named after my chapter, bro. I can't wrap without mentioning the 990 project that our DKF has been working on, because every time he talks about the 990 program that the Grand KF actually asked him to work on the project. So we're moving that initiative forward as well. Brothers, let me talk about a couple more things, and then again, I'll wrap. We hit a milestone here in the 12th district with 1,505 financial brothers in 2021-22. Brother Carlos Miller and his team, Brother Taurus Richardson, D. Blythe, I've challenged them to get to 2,000. We want to get to 2,000 as we prepare for Charlotte. We want to make sure that we're walking into Charlotte with a chapter that's 2,000 strong. When you're 2,000 strong, the way that the other chapters in other districts in the fraternity look at you, they look at you in a different way. Now, understand, we've got a great deal of respect out here in the fraternity, but 2,000 really would be another step for us to take. The reality is, brothers, we've probably got 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8,000 brothers out here in the 12th district. So I'm asking you, we all know somebody who's not financial. Please ask them to come back. Imagine if we had 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 financial brothers here in the 12th. Imagine the work that we could do, the impact that we could make on our communities. It could multiply and multiply and multiply. And when you've got situations like, it's happening in the NFL today with Brian Flores and his lawsuit, we can minimize things like that because we're building that next generation of leaders really who can show their overall value. And quite frankly, we can do it for ourselves. So I'm asking you, my brothers, please ask our friends to come back home. Let's get to 2,000. Let's get there beyond. Again, Brother Miller, Brother Richardson, and Brother Blythe are working very hard to make sure that we get there. My brothers, as we prepare for our face-to-face meeting up in Berkeley, hosted by the undergraduate chapters of Epsilon Mu and Alpha Mu in partnership with Sigma Iota and Alpha Rho on February 25th and 26th. My brothers, we're taking every single precaution that we possibly can to make sure that we stay safe. I've asked that brothers who are attending be vaccinated. I've also asked that they take either a PCR or an antigen test within 72 hours of getting to the meeting. The reality is here, we are taking every single precaution that we can possibly take to make sure that we are safe. Now, I understand it might be a bit of a hassle, but it's what we need to do in order to stay safe. Also, understand if you don't find yourself in one of those categories, meaning you're not vaccinated or you haven't taken a test and taken a test, you still have an opportunity to attend the meeting. Our technology chairman, Brother Bell, and his team will make sure that we have a virtual component as well, so you can participate. We'll also be having an International Candidates Forum. Our international candidates who are seeking grand office for around the fraternity will be there to speak specifically to the brothers of the 12th district in hoping to get our support as a district. And I say our support as a district. My brothers, we are the massive and progressive 12th district. We're massive because of our size. We're certainly progressive as well. But the reality is we're only as strong as our unity. I want to make sure that we stay together in terms of how we support the international candidates that we choose to support. Obviously, we've already made our decision as it relates to the Grand Basileus role in supporting Brother Ricky Lewis, but we'll talk about really the other candidates and what their benefit will be to the fraternity and to the district. The first district meeting in over 3 years, Brother District Marshal Hodge is preparing for an amazing 77th 12th district meeting hosted by the Brothers of Kappa Xi chapter with assistance from Beta Mu Mu. It will feature a town hall on human trafficking. This will actually be a town hall where we'll bring experts in and we'll sit there and we'll talk about human trafficking, how it's affecting the community there in Las Vegas, and what we can do to help that community really combat human trafficking. We're going to also ask brothers to bring in donations of clothes, slightly used clothes, so that we can impact that community again and donate those clothes as a collective to those in need in the area. Brothers will have physical activity. I know there's a fighting trim challenge that's going on. We'll be talking about mental health activities, workshops, and so much more. My brothers, I ask you to register for this meeting. We will be having the meeting. And again, we will be holding and having precautions in place to keep everybody safe. Second to last item, Charlotte. Want to make sure that everyone is registered for Charlotte. My brothers, you don't want to miss history here. You don't want to miss the history of having the second Grand Basileus from the 12th district in Omega's history. We've got one mission going into Charlotte. That's to have Brother Ricky Lewis become the 42nd Grand Basileus of our great fraternity. With that, we've got to get to 2,000. With that, we've got to have you registered. My brothers, I'm asking you to register. Go to oppf.org, register today, and also support Brother Ricky Lewis's campaign in any way that you can. Lastly, brothers, and then I'll bring the first vice and the second vice up so that we can do Q&A. My brothers, I ask that you pray for and support our sisters of Delta Sigma Theta as they mourn the loss and celebrate the life of their 27th national president, Sister Cheryl Hickman. I had an opportunity a few weeks ago to bring greetings at the Far West Region prayer service that the Deltas put on. And I reached out to the Grand Basileus and I asked him if he would speak and bring greetings as well, and he did. Sor Hickman will be laid to rest on February 4th, this Friday. So again, my brothers, I ask that you pray for our sisters. We've got a special relationship with the Deltas. Please pray for their comfort as they go through this very tough period in their sorority life. My brothers, I want to thank you for the opportunity once again to serve as your 34th 12th district representative. It's been really one of the joys of my life so far, and I look forward to continuing serving you all for the rest of this term and a term after this. With that, I'd like to bring the first Vice District Representative, Brother Davis, back, and our second Vice District Representative, Brother Pettiford, back. All right. At this point, Brother First Vice, let me turn the floor over to you for question and answers.
All right, thank you very much, Brother DR. Good evening, brothers. Okay, this is now the Q&A session of our program. If you have questions, you can acknowledge this by using the raised hand function. Wait to be recognized. You'll be then given audio privileges, after which you should then unmute yourself and then ask your question. Or you can simply type your question into the Zoom Q&A area. Let us begin. If you have a question, again, raise your hand in the Zoom function. Okay, Brother DR, we have a question by Brother Myron Reed. Myron Reed, let's give him audio and then the floor is yours.
Good evening, brothers. Is my audio coming through?
Yes, it is.
We got you loud and clear.
Thank you very much, brothers. Great program, great, outstanding updates and accomplishments, brothers. My question is concerning the upcoming district council meeting, and I'm understanding is there is a international candidates forum. My question is, will those brothers be there in person, or will they be virtual?
Yeah, Brother Reed, great question. They will be there in person. So all candidates will be flying out to the 12th district. In fact, if they're not going to be in attendance, which I believe our chairman, Brother Reggie Buffkins, only indicated that Brother Sistrom out of the 7th district will not be attending. They will not have an opportunity to present to us virtually. They will have to come out to the 12th, and all candidates, to my understanding, with the exception perhaps of one other, will be out here.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother.
All righty. Thanks, Brother Maurice Manson. Let's give him audio. And Brother Manson, please ask your question.
Can you hear me, brothers?
We got you loud and clear, my brother.
Good evening, Brother DR. I just have a quick question. Brother Maurice mentioned Untitled Chapter. Can you give us clarification of what is going to be an acceptable negative test for the district council meeting? Is it a home test? Is it a test that we've got from the government through the post office? Can you just clarify so brothers are clear from your mouth? What is an acceptable negative test?
Yeah, Brother Manson, thank you. Thank you so much for the question. And look, this is one that, quite frankly, I went back and forth a little bit on because, look, I want to make sure that as many brothers have the opportunity to attend the meeting. And I know there was a period of time there where tough tests were very hard to get. Obviously, the government sent out these home tests. But at this point, brothers, it's fairly easy to schedule a lab test, whether it's at a lab or at a CVS or what have you. So home tests will not be acceptable because we won't be able to tell exactly when they were taken. And, you know, I had a brother reach out to me yesterday, or maybe it was the day before yesterday, asking whether or not he could bring a home test and actually take it there in the meeting before going into the meeting. And I said that that's not possible either, because what if you travel all the way up there, you take the home test and you're actually positive? So we want to make sure that you're able to do it within 72 hours. And again, if you schedule it for 72 hours before, or even 48 hours before, you'll be able to get those results. And you'll need to present those results to the brothers of Epsilon Mu and Alpha Mu, and they'll gather that information. They'll give you a wristband and they'll allow you to come in. It doesn't have to be a PCR test. It can be an antigen test as well. I hope that answers your question, my brother.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Brother Nehemiah Miller. Let's give him audio, and then Brother Miller, state your question.
Brother Miller.
I was unmuted. I have no question.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
How you doing, Brother Miller?
Great.
All right.
All right, then. Let's go to Brother Joseph Cummings. Brother Cummings, you have the floor. Unmute yourself.
Greetings, brothers, and Brother DR. On the reclamation and retention side, I'm from Falmouth Down, and San Diego. There was a district kind of opportunity for brothers to have the district fee waived.
Yeah.
But we're trying to go from 1,500 to 2,000. I didn't think like we had enough time to act on that. Will there be another opportunity where we can have that be posed as something to help us get to that 2,000 number? Because I don't think it was advertised very well, but just from my perspective, but
Sure.
maybe some other brothers might say that it was out a longer time, but I think I had like 48 hours to try to act on it. And
Okay.
it was just kind of tough to accomplish. So that's my question.
Yeah, Brother Cummings. One, thanks for the question. It's good to hear you, my brother. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Hopefully, you'll be at the council meeting. Yeah, we have put that out for quite a period of time, and I think this speaks to the opportunity that we've got as it relates to communication. Nick, Brother Ron and Hill, our immediate past, DKRS. This is something that I've challenged them to really work on. What's our best method of communicating to the brothers so that we can make sure that things like this are not missing or missed? Because this is it was a critical program. And brothers, just to remind you what it was the district would waive the $65 district fee for any brother coming back from a reclamation standpoint, the first 100 that did it before the end of the year. Actually, not the end of the fraternal year, but the end of the calendar year. And the only stipulation was that brother had, or those brothers coming back in, they had to get on a committee in their chapter. And we put that stipulation in place because we realized that once brothers come back and they begin working actively in the initiatives of Omega, that they were likely to pay their dues the following year and continue to stay active. Nobody's going to pay, money to listen to brothers, ask about why the I's not dotted and the T's not crossed. My brother, the communication is clear. You understand what the report says. So we want to bring brothers in who are going to do this work. So I've charged our area reps really with reclamation retention beyond our membership team and Dee Blythe and Taurus Richardson. I've challenged our area representatives and I've empowered them really with the tools necessary to make sure that we're bringing brothers back. So if they've got situations where we need to pull that lever, we're prepared to pull it. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that we're getting brothers back into the mix. We also know that it's not always financial, the reason the brothers haven't been there. So while the $65 may help some, there's some that we could pay or give them an opportunity to get $650, and it's not going to make a difference. That's why it's important for us to talk about really the value of Omega and what we're doing for our communities. My brother, we got to increase this army because we're doing some great work. But what if we had some more?
I didn't want to have an undo it.
All right. Thank you, my brother.
I know. Thanks.
You got it.
Thank you, Brother Cummings. Okay, I see no more raised hands. I'm going to go to the Q&A box here, Brother DR. Looks like we've got a question from Brother Wayne Reynolds. When will the Winter Council virtual meeting link be available?
Yeah, we're probably going to send, so in probably about a week and a half to 2 weeks, we're going to send some information out on the candidates forum. We'll likely send some information out then as well. So it'll be out at least a week and change in advance of that meeting to give everybody an opportunity to register.
Okay. Looks like I've got a question, Brother DR. It looks like from Brother Tate, and I'm going to paraphrase here. Our brothers are allowed to attend the Supreme Council meeting at the Grand Conclave.
Sure, absolutely. Supreme Council meetings are open. So the only time a brother can attend the Supreme Council meeting is if we're in executive or closed session. So if we're talking about something that's sensitive. But other than that, the Supreme Council meeting is actually open. And before I was first Vice DR, I actually attended a Supreme Council meeting as membership chairman. So I certainly would encourage brothers to attend for sure.
Okay. I have a question here from Dr. Taylor. Are we going to discuss the site of the 84th Grand Conclave, Tampa, Florida?
No, I wasn't planning on discussing Tampa. I know they're still in the early, well, earlier stages. And I say earlier stages because, of course, you all know that we were supposed to go there before, but just like the Bahamas, the Moses C. Norman Leadership Conference was postponed. So there is some planning that's been done already, but you'll receive more information as we come out of Charlotte and move in to the Bahamas, where we'll be going for the leadership conference afterwards. After that, you'll probably start getting some information as relates to Tampa.
Thank you. Brother DR, Brother Keith Tate actually wants to echo in on that last question that he raised. I might have not paraphrased it correctly. Let's give Brother Tate the audio. Brother Tate, the floor is yours. Oh, wait a minute. I believe he lost his hand. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. There he is. There he is. Brother Tate, the floor is yours.
Can you hear me, brothers?
We can hear you.
We got you, Alpha Say. I'm sorry. Cold-blooded.
Yeah, cold-blooded. Thank you. Yeah, just to go back to my other question, it was actually more to do with if there are Supreme Council meetings that take place throughout the year. I'm not sure what their site, what the schedule is, but if they're done via Zoom, I'm not sure if they are, but just in case they are done via Zoom, if brothers can attend those, since they're allowed to attend them at the Grand Conclave, kind of similar to what the international committees are doing, and they just had one recently, so brothers can peek behind the curtain, as Brother Grant Lewis would say.
Sure. So the Supreme Council meetings that we do via Zoom are a little bit different than the Supreme Council meetings that are face to face. For instance, when we were in the Bahamas a few weeks back, last week, everything seems to kind of roll together. There was more than just motions put on the table. There was training done. It was a more in-depth meeting in terms of things that we discussed. Those are generally available to everybody. The Supreme Council meetings that we do on Zoom, we're generally taking action on things. And most of those things are generally ones that are in closed session. So the Zoom ones are not open to the general brotherhood, but again, the face-to-face Supreme Council meetings are. And my hope is that we're really back to having those face-to-face. The one that we had in the Bahamas was the first time that we actually met face-to-face in 2 years. All that we've been doing is Zoom meetings. So it was good to see the brothers in the same room. It was also good to have brothers in attendance who are not on the Supreme Council meeting.
All right. Copy that, Brother DR.
All right. Thank you, Brother Tate. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Brother Tate. Question from the Q&A from Brother Arthur Curtright. Are the international candidates required to test prior to the Winter Council meeting?
Absolutely.
All right.
Now, Herc, I know there's got to be a question here for our second vice DR now. I appreciate, I got no problem answering the questions now, but we're talking about building our future leaders, and one of our future leaders and our current leader is here in our second vice district representative. So my brothers, I need a question or two for our second vice.
All right. While we're waiting on that, I do have one additional comment in the Q&A, and it looks like more of an announcement from Brother J.D. McDowell.
Oh, yeah.
He's asking that all brothers contact him for any district and international talent hunt updates and information.
All right, 86. I appreciate that.
All righty. We do have a raised hand from Brother Maurice Manson. I'm going to ask that we give him audio, and Brother Manson, unmute and ask your question, please.
Thank you, Brother First Vice. I'll have a question for the second vice, and then I'll ask for a follow-up welcome after he's done. Question for the second vice is, what is the current status of the funds that we raised, and what are you doing with those funds we raised outside of the dues, the ones that we donated to the undergraduates?
Thank you. So right now we're sitting at $5,190, so $5,190. So we did reach our goal of 5,000. Also, what we're doing with it, I don't know if you recall, but the purpose of the funds are to regrow the undergraduate body. So whatever form that might take, that's how we're using them. So for February, for example, like I stated, we're going to the Sacramento Kings game. So the funds will be used to make sure that we have the same shirts, pants, performance outfit, make sure that we can get up there and make sure that we can stay in a hotel.
Let me just piggyback on this a little bit as well. One of the reasons that the fund, just like Trey just mentioned, was put together was because we wanted to make sure that we increase undergraduate presence. So we might have some bros at Phi Lambda, right, at Sigma Eta, but we don't at other chapters. So those brothers get an opportunity to travel to some of these other schools so that students and potential members of Omega can see Omega Men and then reach out to them and actually aspire to become a part of the organization. So part of this is really about increasing our presence across undergraduate chapters across the district so that we can increase our overall numbers. And Trey and the undergraduates have been doing a fantastic job. So I can't wait to see y'all March when we go up north. I might have to pull out my gold boots. No, I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna leave it to the young brothers.
And I have a follow-up if I still have the floor, Brother Dion.
Yes, you do. Go ahead.
Thank you. As one of the founding members of Epsilon Mu, University of California, Berkeley, I want to thank the DR for bringing the Winter Council meeting to Berkeley, as well as Second Vice DR Pettiford. I reached out to him the other night and asked if they could see that the undergraduates come to the Berkeley campus. So what I'm asking for all the brothers who plan on attending the Winter Council meeting, if you're coming in on Friday, if you can come to the campus, what we want to do is try and have brothers on the campus between 12 and maybe 2 and walk around the campus so that these people who don't know what Omega Psi Phi is at the Berkeley campus can see a presence of purple and gold. And what we're also considering having is like a barbershop conversation where we ask these young men just to meet with us and talk to us about what it is to be Black men, what it is to go to college, what it is for some of us who were on campus 25, 30 years ago, but really to try and take advantage of having brothers of Omega Psi Phi on the Berkeley campus as we try and reactivate that chapter. So I asked the brothers, if you're going to make it to the Winter Council meeting, if you're up there on Friday, please come out to the campus. The alumni of Epsilon Mu have been working hard with the undergraduate that we have at Berkeley, as well as on the Winter Council meeting. So we're welcoming you out and hopefully you'll have a great time when you're at Berkeley. We'll show you around the campus. And once again, I want to thank you for allowing us to host that meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem at all. And what we'll do is as we send out communication about the meeting, as you all give us some detail in terms of what's going to happen on the yard, when we should get there, we'll make sure that we put that information out as well. So Brother Manson was still really talking about giving the undergraduates an opportunity to host this meeting. So moving forward, the undergraduates will host all the Winter Council meetings. That's really been my charge. And so as long as I'm district representative, that's what will happen. My goal is next year to have Sigma Eta host the Winter Council meeting. I think I announced that at the district meeting, and my hope is that that will be executed next year.
Thank you. I have a question in the Q&A for Brother Second Vice. Has there been any activity at Mu Kappa chapter? Is that Cal Poly, San Luis, SLO, how about that? San Luis Obispo. I can never pronounce that, but SLO.
So we currently have one undergraduate there right now. I know he is a member of the football team, so he can't always put ample time into representing Omega. What we'd like to do, even though it's far away, I'd like to get in contact with some of the schools that are, in between major regions of the district. It might not get as much love just because of where they are geographically, and just reach out to BSU, see what events we can go to, and really be more strategic with these schools, because it's obviously not the same as driving down the street to Long Beach State or right to UCR. But whatever major events they do have, we would like to plan to attend in the spring.
Hey, Brother Davis, was that question from the immediate past district representative, Brother Martinez?
No, it wasn't, Brother DR.
I know he's got love from Mu Kappa, obviously, as the son of Mu Kappa, 14 Immortals. So,
Came from Brother Kevin Moore.
okay, his line brother, got it.
All right. right, Brother DR, that actually completes all of the questions. Wait a minute, I just had one pop up. Our progress at LSO was blunted by COVID. We'll restart. That came from Brother Martinez.
Yeah, yeah. We did have, again, I know we've got one there, but we had brought a couple of brothers, I think, across. And the opportunity to increase that number was there, but COVID stopped that. But Brother Martinez, we haven't let COVID stop us from doing this work. So we're working on MUCAP. We're going to continue to work there. All right.
That completes all the questions, Brother DR.
All right, Brother First Vice, thank you so much for facilitating the Q&A period. My brothers, we're really come to the close of the State of the 12th District Address. What I'd like to do is I want to call Trey back up. I'll have him do a close from the undergraduate standpoint. And then what I'd like to do after that is call our 12th District Chaplain to close us out with a word of prayer. So, Brother Second Vice. Brother Second Vice, let me go ahead and turn the floor over to you for a closing comment.
Thank you, Brother DR. I'd like to leave you all with one of my favorite quotes that motivates me every day. There is a place for mediocrity in society, but not in Omega. Bishop Edgar Amos Love.
Yeah.
All the undergraduates out there, I would like to remind you, you are not too young to make a profound impact. Our founders were mere undergraduates when they created our fraternity over 110 years later. It has grown into nothing short of extraordinary. Brothers, I hope that you all have a safe year, and I can't wait to see what our great district, 12th district, does this year. Back to you, Brother DR.
Thank you, Brother Second Vice. Look, I don't know that I can really add any more to that. My brothers, tonight you saw on display our current leadership team with the first vice and second vice. And I hope that you see really that the future of Omega is absolutely bright. Brother Second Vice has been doing an outstanding job. And I'm so proud of the work that all of our undergraduates are doing, as well as the work that each one of you all are doing across the massive and progressive 12th district. So with that, Brother Clemens, come on back and close us out with a word of prayer.
Thank you, Brother DR. My brothers, let's go to God in prayer. Much to celebrate. We look to the hills. Where does our help come from? Our help comes from the Lord who made the heavens and the earth. So we give you thanks for the expansion, the growth, the depth that you're bringing and continue to bring to the 12th district. We ask your blessings on the plans in the days ahead. We ask your supernatural protection on every brother on the line and all across Omega. And now we look to you. We give you all glory, honor, and praise in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, my brothers. We love you. Stay safe, Qs. Peace.